Bonjour à tous.
Hello and welcome to the launch of Dakar 2026. Before we begin this presentation, I would like to thank our Saudi partners, the Ministry of Sport, as well as Prince Khalid bin Sultan Al Abdullah Al Faisal, President of the Saudi Arabian Motor Federation and the Saudi Motorsports Company.
Et la SMC, la Saudi Motors Company.
This will already be the 7th edition of the Dakar held in Saudi Arabia. Since 2020, they have been actively supporting the sport. They work tirelessly to promote it to a wider audience and to inspire a new generation of drivers, notably through the Saudi Next Gen, following in the footsteps of Dakar winner Yazid Al Raji. The hospitality and enthusiasm of the Saudi people are truly exceptional. The Dakar adventure in this country offers an unlimited playground for exploration, allowing us to reinvent ourselves year after year. The purpose of this presentation, the first of the year, is to give you an overview of the key elements of the upcoming edition of the Dakar. We'll be discussing the sporting aspects, logistics, the calendar, but not all the stages or distances. Those will be revealed in November. When designing a Dakar route, we have to take into account what has happened in previous years. The goal to keep improving, to embrace a mindset of continuous evolution. Since arriving in Saudi Arabia, we've introduced many innovations. The launch of the Dakar Classic, the creation of Mission 1000, the color and then digital roadbooks, tougher routes, more complex navigation, split stages for cars, bikes and even trucks, with up to 45 different routes for the last Dakar, the start camp, the 48-hour chrono, and Saudi Next Gen. But innovation isn't just about creating, it's also about fine-tuning what already exists, making the right adjustments to take our sport and the Dakar even further. This was the cornerstone in shaping this new edition. At the same time, it's essential to preserve the true essence of Rally Raid, its original spirit. Because beyond being a competition, the Dakar is an odyssey. It's a journey of human connection, powerful emotions, and awe-inspiring landscapes. A journey that is sometimes turbulent, always unique, and filled with extraordinary adventures.
I believe in myself. I believe I can do it. I believe I can train hard. I believe I can use my skills. Who will tell me you cannot, you're not able? I am able, I believe. And that's the adventure, and that's why I'm here.
It's like looking yourself in the mirror, but for real.
Sans GPS, dans le noir, et il reste 300 km à faire.
It's an introspective journey.
Where's the main track anyway? Here, somewhere.
As an explorer, to me it means that I'm going into the unknown, and the unknown is what motivates me to leave home. To be able to live in that sphere of fear, to be able to make fear your home is what we all love. And the Dakar gives you all those emotions.
Is the start of the unknown for us, and it will be like this every day.
These landscapes of Saudi Arabia give me chills.
Ton choix de traces, ton choix de navigation, tes erreurs, tes doutes, ces dunes que tu vas monter, ces rochers, cette appréhension que tu as, la nuit qui tombe, tout ça, ça reste gravé. Quand tu te retrouves sur ta moto et que tu pars, c'est une sensation qui est incroyable.
I think for someone that has never done Dakar, it gives you an incredible strength. This is more of a race with yourself rather than other competitors. Where I was like, I can't give up. I've never given up in my life, you know? I need to find the strength inside myself. I have no clue what day it is of the week. I have no idea about anything. You are in a completely different world.
Son emociones muy fuertes, muy fuertes.
C'est quelque chose de vraiment difficile à expliquer.
It's healing for me.
So now we're going to build this route, and we're going to do it together. We must keep in mind that the ingredients and innovations I've just mentioned need to be implemented in a way that allows the organization, safety teams, logistics, and all support crews to operate under the best possible conditions. It's also essential to ensure that the media and television crews can stay as close as possible to the sport. The equation we had to solve, it's about combining sporting challenge, innovation, and adventure. It's about simplifying logistics for everyone, and finally, uniting the original spirit of the Dakar with its modern identity. To achieve this, we started with a blank map. So what did we need? A start and finish in the same city, one that's close to both an international airport and a seaport to streamline transfers. This naturally led us to design a looped route for the 2026 Dakar. We needed a rest day in a major city to make it easier for families and guests to join us. We needed a true journey with breathtaking, unforgettable landscapes. We needed sand and dunes. We needed loop stages along the route to ease logistics, allow support crews to rest, and give the media the best possible access to the sporting action. So there you have it. All the key ingredients of this Dakar are in place. And when we put all of them together, we arrive at the following route. Here it is, the 2026 Dakar. Now let me walk you through the key features and what makes this edition unique. We'll start, of course, with the start and finish city, Yambu. Yambu will host the Dakar caravan in a traditional start camp, just a few kilometers outside the city, a format you're all familiar with. Vehicles will arrive by sea from the port of Barcelona and will head directly to the port of Yambu. In the same way, they will depart from there once the rally is over. Now let's talk about sport. We'll start with private tests around Yambu, one for each category. There will also be an exciting prologue of around 30 kilometers, followed by a loop stage starting and finishing in Yambu. This stage won't be too difficult. It's designed to be a proper warm-up for everyone. The rest day, as you've seen, will take place in Riyadh, the capital of Saudi Arabia, which will welcome the rally caravan. This will make it easier for families and partners to join us and give them the chance to experience the world of the rally firsthand. This Dakar is also a call to travel. The Dakar has always been about discovering landscapes and meeting people, and we will continue to explore the country to inspire those who set off and to captivate those who stay behind. Adventure is also at the heart of the Dakar. In recent years, you've experienced the 48-hour chrono and the marathon stage. This year, we've created a mix of these two concepts, which we're calling the refuge bivouac. We took the idea of the marathon stage but completely reimagined the bivouac, drawing inspiration from the 48-hour chrono. This year, there will be absolutely no infrastructure at all, just like in the past editions of the 48-hour chrono. So why create this new refuge bivouac concept? To ensure stability in the starting order strategy, we decided not to renew the 48-hour chrono as it is. This way, each day will produce a classification and therefore a classic starting order. The main idea is to break the strategies that these innovations had previously encouraged. There will be 2 refuge bivouacs in 2026, one in the first week and one in the second, both with no infrastructure in the middle of the desert. In terms of assistance, they will follow the rules of the marathon stage. The organization will provide only a mattress, a sleeping bag, a tent, and rations for dinner and breakfast. The T52 trucks will be able to reach the bivouac easily via the track and provide assistance to competitors who will be able to work without any time limits. As we saw last year, this is particularly important for tire management. Now about the separate routes. These are essential for the safety of bikers who no longer have to ride amidst the cars. They're also innovative for the leading cars that need to open the track and beneficial for amateur drivers who start early in the specials, giving them a better chance of finishing the day in daylight. In total, there will be 4 split stages of 450 kilometers each in 2026. So here's the sporting philosophy of this 2026 edition. We have maintained the level of difficulty from last year across the entire route, while simplifying stage 1, as I mentioned, so that the event starts without any major challenges. The stage distances will generally remain above 400 kilometers, except for the start and finish stages. The navigation difficulty will be maintained and even increased at times on certain special stages. Some special stages finishes will still take place in bivouacs to keep the race atmosphere alive for everyone. On 2 specials, we will continue the pit stop concept, especially on very rocky stages, so that no competitor is left without a spare wheel mid-stage. Regarding technical regulations, stability is the key this year, with only a few minor adjustments. The big new development will be the implementation of the new stock category regulations, with the continued presence of long-time loyal manufacturers like Toyota, and the arrival of a newcomer, Defender. This vehicle will be participating in its first rally raid with high ambitions thanks to the new car prepared at their workshops in England and with the support of renowned drivers such as Stéphane Péterancel and Rokas Basiuska. Here are the key numbers to remember for the upcoming edition. 14 days of racing, 1 prologue and 13 stages, 70% of new tracks, 2 marathon bivouacs with the refuge bivouac, 4 loop stages, close to 5,000 kilometers of selective sections. And finally, Dakar 2026 will be the first event of the W2RC, the World Rally Raid Championship, which is entering its 5th season. And I would therefore like to warmly thank the FIA and FIM for their collaboration with us, the promoter, to ensure the success of this championship. Now, that's what we could share today about Dakar 2026. Now let's focus on the other faces of Dakar, which are Dakar Classic, Mission 1000, and Saudi Next Gen.
Le clap à venir est le clap 66, ce sera un clap d'identification à la caméra, annonce début au son et claquement de doigts pour le synchronisme.
Ces hommes sont des seigneurs, tout comme nos seigneurs étaient les hommes forts du Moyen-Âge. Et c'est quelque part un rappel d'une époque ou d'un ton que j'aime effectivement par-dessus tout.
On est un petit grain de sable. Et c'est vrai pour tout le monde. Ici, il n'y a pas de vedette, il n'y a personne. Et tout le monde vit au même rythme. C'est pour ça qu'il y a une belle ambiance.
Ces hommes ont un plus absolument phénoménal par rapport à nous, c'est leur philosophie du temps qui ne passe pas.
When we start to race, we get a smile on our face because you feel yourself like when you were little and you saw all the heroes, all those guys risking their lives in those cars. You go back 40, 50 years in time. We're in 2025, so that makes it special.
It's very difficult in the original bimotor. It's the hardest way to finish the Dakar. On enchaîne 10-12 heures de moto, on rentre, on a encore 2-3 heures de mécanique, on est des grands malades quoi.
En allant vers l'extrême, eh bien, on se sort complètement les tripes, on se sort les sentiments ignorés au fond du fond de soi, et on va vers une espèce de plénitude.
What you live in a Dakar is something you bring with yourself for the rest of your life.
The Dakar Future Mission 1000 is a challenge for technology.
Dakar Mission 1000 est un terrain de jeu parfait pour tester ces nouveaux véhicules.
Si es posible y que todo el mundo tome ejemplo de esta nueva generación de carburantes.
We have a lot of talent. We want to give them the opportunity to learn from the best. They just need somebody to open the doors for them.
We are going to select the best driver and co-driver to race Dakar next year.
Well, one day in the future, we'll win Dakar, inshallah.
I had the opportunity with the Dakar to discover the notion of being together. You're nobody when you are alone.
Let's now talk about Dakar Classic. 2026 will mark its 6th edition, once again a true challenge for those ready to take it on. Just like the main Dakar, we've paid close attention to designing the route with 3 key ingredients that remain unchanged: adventure, emotion, competition. On the program, over 7,000 kilometers of odyssey, including 4,500 kilometers of competitive stages to separate the best from the rest. Of course, we've listened to your feedback to offer an even more refined experience. Dakar Classic 2026 will feature 14 days of racing, a balanced, accessible route for all participants, a mass start, 5 loop stages, a fully autonomous marathon stage, and a brand new feature this year. You already know regularity stages and navigation stages. Combine both and you get the Super Regularity Test, making its debut this year. It's yet another opportunity to enrich the challenge, requiring perfect teamwork between driver and navigator. As always, Dakar Classic stays true to its original mission, to offer a true Dakar experience and pay tribute to the pioneers of the rally. Launched in 2021, the Dakar Future program aims to promote the use of alternative energy sources in the rally. Over the past few years, we've seen real progress in the use of biofuels and synthetic fuels, particularly among professionals and semi-professional teams. As part of the Dakar Future initiative, and to accelerate the emergence of new projects, the Dakar launched Mission 1000 in 2024. Mission 1000 is on a dedicated route running parallel to the rally, reserved for alternative energy vehicles. It covers around 100 kilometers per day, adding up to 1,000 kilometers of Dakar-style terrain. It is not a race, it's a technological challenge, a living lab for brands and manufacturers, a proving ground to test, validate and showcase innovations. To take part in Mission 1000, vehicles must be electric, hydrogen-powered or hybrid. Mission 1000 is about preparing the Dakar vehicles of tomorrow. For manufacturers and brands, it's a platform to raise awareness about sustainable mobility solutions for the future. See you in January 2026 for the 3rd edition of the challenge. The Saudi Next Gen program was launched during the 2025 edition of the Dakar in collaboration with the Saudi Arabian Motorsport Federation. Its aim is to discover and train the next generation of Saudi Rally Raid champions, following in the footsteps of Yazid Al-Raji winner in 2025. After a successful first edition and with the continued support of the SAM, the 2 best teams have been selected to compete in Dakar 2026 in the SSV category. In addition of these 2 teams competing in the race, we're proud to announce that the program will be continued for 2026. A 5-day intensive training camp will take place at the start of the rally, led by professional motorsports experts. It will include theoretical workshops, hands-on driving sessions, and a multi-stage Dakar-style challenge. The goal is to attract motivated young Saudi talents, both men and women, from various motorsport disciplines, introduce them to Rally Raid, and give them the tools to one day compete in the Dakar. 5 drivers and 5 co-drivers from Saudi Arabia will be selected. The most promising crew will win a full funded entry for Dakar 2027. The Dakar 2026 is now officially underway. The next major rendezvous will be in November, when we'll reveal all the details of the route and each individual stage. I would like to express my sincere thanks to the Saudi authorities, who have been supporting us for 6 years now, and of course to all our Dakar partners, without whom none of this would be possible. Now, to be on the start line on January the 3rd, there's one essential step: registration. And so I'm pleased to officially declare the registrations for Dakar 2026 open.